Hey everybody, how's it going? It is Daniel, aka BOONEDOX01 here for the top 10 figures of 2024. My top 10 figures of 2024. We're going to start with this wide shot right here before we get going. And yeah, 2024 was a crazy year. Don't want to expand too much on what happened in my life. Just know that I graduated, I moved cities, got a big boy job, so collecting had to kind of slow down for me. And I wasn't really in an environment that allowed me to make content for people. I wasn't in the right headspace to do it. So I'm hoping a lot of that'll change. I'm in a new house, new room. Y'all have seen all that. So if you haven't seen it already, go watch my collection / room tour. You can see all of this in its finer glory and detail. So nevertheless, 2024 was a crazy year for figures. There are a lot of good figures that I was not able to get this year, or yeah, last year. So I'm hoping I can either backtrack and get those, or I'll just be content with not having them in my collection. So nevertheless, I did get some pretty good figures this year, so enough to at least get a top 10 generated for y'all. So again, this is my list, this is my opinion. Sorry this is coming to y'all pretty late. The end of the year was a wild one with family and work stuff. So better late than never is what big friendly green ogre likes to say. No, it's better out than in. That's what he always says. Okay, well, better late than never. So let's just stop with the intro and get on going to the top 10 figures, my top 10 figures of 2024. Starting off the list at number 10, I have the SH Figuarts Gear 5 Luffy. This figure is an odd one. It's not the traditional SH Figuarts figure that you would kind of expect, but if you know One Piece and you know Gear 5's abilities, Tamashii tried to do their best to match that by giving this figure bendy wire arms and legs, which I think is really fun. A lot of people complained about this figure saying that it was too hard to bend the arms specifically, and that you could get some breaks at the shoulders, which is a fair complaint to have. Fortunately for me, I did not run into that issue. So I think while yes, it is a little bit finicky to kind of take your time to get this figure in the pose you want it to, it's worth it in the end. I'm not a big One Piece fan. I've never watched One Piece besides like the first season. But I know about Gear 5 from TikTok, and I think that power ability is really cool, and I'm happy that Tamashii was able to give you this figure with just the bendy wires, the lightning, the different heads. It's really cool, and it made number 10, which is a surprise to me, but I was able to have some fun with it, so I really enjoyed this figure. For number 9, we have the Figma Yuta Okkotsu. I really enjoy Jujutsu Kaisen. The Shibuya arc was insane, and I was happy to see Yuta pop up briefly in that second season. But Jujutsu Kaisen 0, the movie, was awesome. I remember watching it in theaters, and I got a lot of Jujutsu Kaisen figures this year from SHF and Figma. So when they released this one this year, I just thought they did a fantastic job with it. The head sculpts, the articulation. This would be my favorite Figma Jujutsu Kaisen figure if Gojo didn't exist, because Gojo is my favorite Figma figure from the Jujutsu Kaisen line. But this one's awesome. I got the bonus with the Rika cutout, so having him posed up with her, even though it's just a cut out, like, it's really cool. And this one just has the best quality too. That's the thing I kind of noticed with buying the Figma figures, is the quality kind of varies. I think this one definitely has the best quality in the Figma line. I don't have Inumaki at this time, so I can't compare him to Yuta here, but for what I have, this figure is awesome. And again, it looks clean, the paint's clean, articulation's dope, accessories are cool, and it's just another big character that we needed for the Jujutsu Kaisen display, or that I needed, because I know that the SHF was out there, but I just was never a fan of how that one looked. But this one is awesome, so I hope to see more from the Jujutsu Kaisen Figma line, because they've knocked it out the park. Next here for number 8, we have the Mezco comic book, the Mask figure. This figure is just awesome. I am a big fan of the Mask character, most notably the Jim Carrey one from that movie. But when I saw Mezco was making this, I mean, I was excited, because the endless possibilities of how they could have approached this figure, or the possibilities of how they could have approached this figure are endless. So, but what they gave us, I was really happy for. This head sculpt on here with the swinging back and forth is just awesome. The different guns you have and effects, and the different head sculpts are really cool. My only big gripe with this one is that I would have preferred a kind of neutral head sculpt for him with just a normal smiling head that wasn't with a wacky expression. And then I'm more of a classic fan with the yellow suit because of the Jim Carrey movie, so I think if they had made this in a yellow suit, I would have loved it even more than I already do. But nevertheless, I'm happy to add another mask figure to my collection alongside the Jim Carrey one. And I just think if Mezco were to keep making mask figures in different costumes and different variations, I would probably be all in for all of them. So this one is really cool. But for number 8 is the Mezco comic book The Mask. And for number 7, we have the Mezco comic book Green Goblin figure. This is just fun. Like, this is a fun figure. There's a lot of accessories, and Mezco is definitely filling that import type need that a lot of other companies aren't really pertaining to, specifically with the Spider-Man line. Like, I love my comic book Mafex, I love my import Spider-Man display, but I want more villains that aren't just Marvel Legend figures. So getting like Green Goblin here, like I know we have Venom and Carnage from the Mafex line, but they want more. Like, I wanted like a Mafex Green Goblin, and now I don't know if I necessarily need it now that I have this Mezco one, but just the accessories are fun. There's a lot of display options. You get a lot of variation here. And for a Mezco figure, it does pose well, which again, I went on a Mezco kick this year. I wasn't a big Mezco fan in all my years of collecting, but they just started making characters that I wanted. I started taking a chance on them, and I haven't been truly disappointed yet. So it's been really fun. But I know at this time Doc Ock just released from that one, and I'm probably gonna have to pick that one up for the comic book Spider-Man display, because again, the only other option is the Hasbro ones, but I don't want to put the Hasbro ones in my import display because I have them on my Marvel Legends display. So it's just great. Like this one's really cool, and I just love that Osborn head sculpt. So this one was really dope to have, and I think a worthy one to have on my top 10 list. And for number 6, I have the Revoltech Agent Venom. Speaking of adding characters to the import Spider-Man display, this figure is awesome. I just think in my experience, like, I didn't have as much fun with it as everyone else did. Again, that's another note I'll add, is a lot of these figures I didn't really get to sit down and review and mess with them and see their fullest potential. So I'm kind of like going in on a whim on these figures that I know that I held briefly and I really enjoyed. But with this Revoltech one, like specifically, like I have just QC issues, like that tendril that's on the bottom right there, like that was up and it just keeps drooping down. So I just kind of that's my experience with the Revoltech line. Like, a lot of people went in on Revoltech in 2024, I feel, and I took a shot at some of the figures that they said were the best, and I was not met with the best. Again, Arkham Knight, some of these tendrils, Agent Venom right here, I just have QC issues with some of these tendrils holding up, so that's unfortunate. Arkham Knight, I had shoulder pads breaking, thighs popping out. Like, it's just, I have not had the best run with the Revoltech line, unfortunately. Other than, I'd say, never mind. Every single Revoltech line I've collected has had issues, but not to say figures don't have issues, but a lot of people love this Agent Venom, and for me, it's cool to have. I'm happy to have it, but it just wasn't in the top 5 for me. So I think 1, 2, 3, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Yeah, this is the 6 for the 6th spot on my list. Like, I still wanted to recognize it because it is still a cool figure to have and really good to have if you're a big Agent Venom fan. And starting up the final 5, we have number 5 here, which is the Hot Toys Deadpool and Wolverine Deadpool figure. This was a really quick and last minute purchase for me. I wasn't going to buy it. I watched the movie, fell in love with the movie, really wanted this figure, got it, and I was not disappointed in the slightest. It's awesome. It poses well. The accessories are fun. Those gold pistols are great, which I got with the exclusive version. So it's really cool. I know some people had some QC issues with the ankle breaking on theirs. Fortunately for mine, that hasn't happened. Knock on wood. But this figure is just really cool, and I'm just happy to have a high-quality representation of Deadpool from this movie, because I really love Deadpool and Wolverine. That movie resided with me on a personal level, and I've loved it ever since then. And I've loved this figure, and I can't wait to get Wolverine when he comes out, because they're gonna look fucking awesome together. So yeah, the number 5 is Deadpool. Now for number 4, we have the Mafex Winter Soldier from Metacom, and this pick makes me really happy because I'm happy to see that a movie figure got onto the top 10 of the year. Y'all know me, I love my MCU figures. I just love my movie figures in general. And this figure is awesome. Unlike the other figure that came in this line, the Stealth Suit Cap, which I got before this one, the Stealth Suit Cap was just horrible. I think that was the last figure I reviewed on the channel before these videos came out. So that figure, I just don't like that figure. It's not a good figure to have. But this one is the total opposite. So cool. The articulation is amazing. It poses really well. The head sculpts are awesome. I like the option shields you get with like the battle damage one here. So I wish he came with like more weapons personally, but we all know that some companies have regulations on what they can release of their figures in terms of those weapons. But at the end of the day, this is a good figure. It's probably one of the best Winter Soldier figures out there to get. So I definitely recommend it if you're a big Winter Soldier movie or comic book or just character fan in general. So get this one. It's really good. And for number 3, we have the Mafex comic book Daredevil, which is, I think, no surprise to anyone. This figure is awesome. And again, it's one I didn't plan on buying, but I heard it was great. A friend of mine said it was really good. So I just went out on a whim, got it whenever it was back in stock on Hobby Genki. And I'm so happy to have it. Like, this figure is awesome. Mafex had, like, a good run with their comic book figures this year, which I doubted them a lot. Like, I heard Daredevil was great. Captain America I also heard was good, which is one that I wasn't able to pick up. But between those ones, like, I'm happy I got Daredevil. This one's really sick. It's really cool. I didn't get to review this guy much more or less any of these other figures on this list. But this is one that I know if I would have, I would have been geeking out because it is really cool. I've still yet to touch any of the accessories, but I just know in the few times that I've picked up this guy and I've just posed it here at my desk watching TV, it's a pretty kick-ass figure, and I think every Daredevil fan needs this type of figure because it's amazing. So yeah. For number 2, we have something that's really different but really cool. We have the Unparalleled Universe Odious figure here. And Wade, if by some reason you ever decide to click on this video and you're watching this, dude, you knocked it out the park, man. Like, this figure is awesome. If y'all are unaware, Unparalleled Universe has an original character he made, which is named Odious, which is the figure you're looking at right now. And he had a Kickstarter and was able to get this figure out last year, and he's got plenty more figures coming for his Odious endeavors, and I'm super excited to take a look at all those ones. And this one is just awesome. Like, the accessories are cool, the portraits you have, the weapon, and just the posability. That was a selling point. This is one that I couldn't put down. Like, he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, and the 1, 2, 3, 4, like 4 layers of clothes on. He's got pants, a jacket, and a like, just whatever. He's got layers of clothes on. You can still hit some amazing poses with this guy. I really wanted to review this one this year, but I wasn't able to. So I think you should just take my word for it and go support a really cool guy in the action figure community and go buy yourself an Odious figure because this shit is cool. And it wasn't number 1, but it made number 2, and I think Wade would be proud of that. So nevertheless, you kicked it out of the park. It's an awesome figure, and y'all all should definitely go and buy one. And finally, for number 1, we have the SH Figuarts Jujutsu Kaisen Teen Gojo. I got this figure early last year. Like, I think it released, in January or February of 2024. I got it, and it was really the figure I couldn't put down. Like, I was constantly posing and playing with it. I love Gojo. I love Jujutsu Kaisen. Gojo is, of course, my favorite character. And with that, this figure is just cool. I like the little hand pocket accessories. I like the glasses and stuff. The only thing it's missing from it being like a perfect figure, despite being number 1, it's still not perfect, is some effect parts, and that's just an issue with the SH Figuarts line in general. And I wish he did have kind of like a neutral expression, but it's a fun figure. I had fun posing it. I had fun doing the review when I did the double review with the Teen Gato figure, and this one is just awesome. It's just a cool figure, and it just is the standard of what the JJK line should be going for, as long as just the SH Figuarts line in general. I mean, like I said, I missed out some releases, but I know the Romance Dawn Luffy came out. A lot of people like that. Demon Slayer Tanjiro came out. A lot of people like that. And now we have Hunter x Hunter figures coming out next year, and hopefully we get the continuation of the Jujutsu Kaisen line. So my point being, SHF has knocked it out of the park. Their Deku is released this year. I'm really excited to get that one because I love my hero and I love Deku. So I'm hoping that that figure is just as awesome as this Gojo here. And yeah, that's about it. Gojo is number 1. to my surprise, when I was making this list, I was like, yeah, I really like Gojo. Like, this one was really fun to have. So I think it's good that he was my number one for the year, because he's definitely the figure that I had the most fun with and the one that I couldn't put down for weeks at a time. And that's it for 2024. These are the top 10 action figures I bought in 2024. There was a lot of great figures that came out, and I missed out on a bunch of them. Some of them weren't on this list that I was still able to buy. And unfortunately, I wanted to review every single one of these figures I had on here. I really wanted to make a lot of videos for y'all, but I just was not in the right headspace. I got busy focusing on life with work and moving and doing all that stuff, and just getting my head in the right space to prioritize that aspect of my life. But with 2025, I really want to try to get back out there. I'm in the process of trying to figure out how to have a better setup, what equipment can I get, what type of videos do I want to make that are different from everybody else but unique to my own. And it's just going to be a process, but I hope y'all enjoyed the video. I hope you liked my top 10. If you didn't, let me know. What were your top 10 figures of the year? What's a figure you wish was on here? And in terms of like the worst figures, I'm not going to make a video like that, but I'd say the worst figure I bought in 2024 was the Mafex Stealth Suit Captain America. That figure sucks. So thank you for watching. If you want to, go ahead and follow me on Instagram at BOONEDOX01. My personal account is also Daniel_Boone01 if you want to follow that. And if you want to follow me on TikTok, at this point right now, it's not banned yet. If it does get banned, well, then I won't have to plug that account anymore. But of course, you can follow me at TikTok at BOONEDOX01. And yeah, I hope you all had a very Merry Christmas, a fantastic New Year. And for 2025, I just leave you with that it's a new year. A new year means new opportunities. So I hope y'all are able to grow and take some new chances on life. I know I definitely have some goals on how I want to kind of improve in not only myself, but in things around my life. So I'm hoping 2025 will be a great year for me. I hope it's a great year for you. And you just got to keep working at it. So thank you guys for watching. Go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. If you want more videos, let me know what kind of videos y'all want. Reviews, rants, announcement posts. I don't know. I really want to try to expand what I'm doing beyond just some basic figure reviews. So let me know down below, and I will catch y'all hopefully in another video soon. Peace.